The II team would like to take a minute to help you with any score sheet problems you might come across this year. Before your game begins, be sure to indicate what type of event the game is and the division the teams are competing in. Noting whether a game is a scrimmage or one of your required qualifying games for an open, girls, or intercollegiate team will help you keep your score sheets organized. Fill in the name of the host arena, the umpires and third man you used, as well as the date. Clearly label the team names and full names of all players. It may be helpful to your scorekeeper if you know a player's helmet color or jersey number if it differs from the player's position in the lineup. This will aid in accurate scorekeeping. Once the scoring begins, indicate each goal scored with a letter of the alphabet, beginning with capital A. Place the letter next to the scoring player's name in the coordinating checker. As the game goes on, the alphabet will continue between each side of the score sheet to show the flow of the game. After a goal is scored, use the alphabet at the bottom of the score sheet to keep track of the letters that have already been used. When a foul is called, the number of the penalty shot given needs to be written in the row that corresponds to the player that fouled. You can see here that Bruce Wayne fouled, and the Kryptonite team was awarded a penalty 3. If we go down further, we see that Lex Luthor fouled, and a penalty 5A was awarded to the Dark Knights. Remind your scorekeepers that a 5A is taken from the center, and a 5B is a hit from the spot of the infraction. There's a space at the bottom for the scorekeeper to indicate a pony goal, like letter D, or a penalty 1, seen here as I. The difference between the two is the circle around the letter of the penalty 1 goal. All goals scored as a direct result of a penalty should be circled, as seen with goal H. When a team elects to use a timeout, it should be noted by placing the letter T, encased by a square, in the appropriate row and checker column. Remember that teams may only use one timeout per half. If a team decides to substitute a player during a timeout or walk break, it needs to be noted by using the letter S encased in a square. A substitution may only be made mid-chucker if the requesting team has a timeout remaining in the half. That timeout will then be forfeit. A player who receives a technical foul or red flag should receive a star in their foul column for the chucker the foul occurred in. A goal that is deemed to be 2 points should be designated by using 2 of the same letter. If the goals were the result of a penalty shot, they should be circled, as seen with O. Once the game is completed, chucker totals should be tallied at the bottom of each team's half of the score sheet and compared to individual totals on the right to ensure a correct outcome. If at the end of regulation time teams are tied, a shootout should take place. The number of goals scored should be indicated by tally marks. As you can see here, both teams were still tied after one round, but Kryptonite won 3-2 in the second round. The final score then indicates that the winning team wins by a single goal. Last, but certainly not least, you should indicate if there were any player or horse injuries during the game, and make sure a coach or captain from each team signs the score sheet for a qualifying game. We hope this answers any questions you may have about how to use a score sheet. Thank you, and good luck.